Welcome, dear learners. My name is Suraj Mashilkar, and today we are going to go through the session of types of meals. Let's begin with the session. Before we move on to what the session is all about, let's discuss the objectives of the session. The objective are as follows. First, to understand what is a meal. Second, to list different types of meals. Third, to know the facts and importance of the meals. Let's begin with the first objective, which is what is a meal? A meal is an eating occasion that takes place at a certain time and includes specific prepared food or food eaten on that occasion. The name used for specific meals varies greatly depending on the speaker's culture, the time of the day, or the size of the meal. Regularly, meals occur on daily basis, typically several times a day. A meal is basically a food that we eat at a specific time period. Let's go with the second objective, which says listing down of the types of meals. Types of meals. The types of meals served or eaten varies according to the time of the meal, custom, and location. In most modern cultures, three main meals are eaten, which are in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Few types of meals are listed below. We all know about the three major meals, which are breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Apart from those major ones, there are few other which are listed below, which includes breakfast. Next is brunch. Followed that we have is Elevenses. Next we have is lunch. Then we have is the high tea. After that we have is supper. And the last but not the least is the dinner, which is one of the major meal of the day. Let's move to the first and the most important major meal, which is breakfast. Breakfast is the first meal taken after rising from a night's sleep, most often eaten in the early morning before undertaking any work of the day. This acts as the source of energy for most of the people. Now, when we say breakfast, let's cut that word into two, which says break and fast. It literally means that to break the fast of the night. There are different variations in breakfast, which means there are different types of breakfast according to the regional diversity, which includes the first and the foremost is the Indian breakfast, followed with the continental. Next we have is American. Then is the English breakfast. These are the four major breakfasts which are served. Most breakfasts are served as the part of buffet, whereas some breakfasts are served according to the guest's order, where the guest may choose his or her choice of breakfast and order accordingly. Let's move to the second meal, which is a brunch. Brunch is a combination of breakfast and lunch, eaten usually during the late morning, but it can extend to as late as 3 p.m., usually, which is eaten on Sundays. The name itself is a combination of two factors. Brunch, BR, which stands for the breakfast, and the rest is the lunch. This meal is usually taken on the weekends, as weekends happens to become the off day or a holiday, which we call, for most of the people, as they might extend the sleep and may get up late in the morning and have a breakfast which is later in a day. Brunch is basically served in a form of a buffet. You can see a wide range of food which is served on this buffet, which is said to be a brunch. Usually, you must have heard about most of the hotel brunches that happen on Sunday, which are having a wide variety of food in it. Next meal of the day is Elevenses. Elevenses is a short break taken at around 11 a.m. to consume a drink or a snack. It consists of tea or coffee, often with a few biscuits. Sometimes toast or chocolate bars are also eaten. 11Z, the name itself suggests that it is a break which is taken at around 11 a.m. in the morning. It usually happens in the offices, where to take a break of refreshment at around 11 a.m., which includes a tea to drink or a coffee. Usually, the cartoon character named Winnie the Pooh, he used to call his breakfast as Elevenses, where he used to eat a slice of bread with honey on top. Next is one of the major meal of the day, which is lunch. Lunch is a midday meal of varying sizes depending on the culture. Lunch is supposed to be served between 12 to 3 p.m. Can be a la carte or a buffet. Either will have one cuisine or can have combinations of two or more. Lunch is the second meal of the day after breakfast. There you are with a wide variety of choices in food on a buffet served during a lunch. Next meal is high tea. It's one of the shorter break taken in the evening time. The service time of this meal is usually between 4 to 6. It is short meets which happens during the kids' parties or kitty parties. Food can be served on a platter or on the buffet. As we know, after having a major meal, it will be way too high to have heavy foods. Hence, this break consists of very light food items, which may include things like tea, coffee, two beverages, and snacks like sandwiches, volons, petit fours, some pastry items, or any small tidbits. Next is supper. Supper is either the main evening meal or a light snack later in the evening. Main evening meal, if a person wants to skip one of the major meal, he can have a light snack for the supper. It is always an evening meal, but must be noted that it is not a common meal in many cultures. Traditionally, supper consists of basic food like soup with a bread. It may also consist of warm, milky drink and British biscuits or cereals, but can also include sandwiches. This meal is a very lighter meal in the evening, which happens to become a trend nowadays, as people tend to have very light food during the evening time before they go to sleep. Next meal is a dinner. Dinner, it is served between 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Can also be in forms of a la carte or buffet. Either will have one cuisine or can have combinations of two or more. Dinner usually refers to the most significant meal of the day. This is one of the major meal at it ends the day. There, after this meal, usually people don't prefer to eat any other thing. There you are with lots of food on your platter, having beautiful kebabs and rest other things to eat, which is a kind of a heavy food to end the day. Thank you. These were the different types of meals of the day, starting from breakfast, brunch, elevense, lunch, high tea, supper, and dinner. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe the channel. Also, attempt a small quiz related to the topic through the link provided in the description of the YouTube video. It's gonna be a fun activity. Thank you.